before you Dr. Miriam Matembe. A hand clap for her, please. My second panelist is Honorable Dr. Kedi Stephen. A warm hand clap there. Allow me to also introduce Dr. Frank Nawiso, a man I first met in 1986 as a little boy at Namilyango College. He was coming to lecture to us. By then he was on a certain side, which shall discuss at coffee time. But also another man who spoke to us at Namilyango was General Masiko. We're happy to have you here, sir. I was a little boy by then, but they have endured up this time. Congratulations, you guys have been awesome all this time. We're happy to have you here. Allow me also now to invite you to just turn to your screens as my technical team gives us a brief address from the daughter of the good professor, Madam or Ms. Sarah Kanyeihamba. Technical team, are we good to go?
My father has held many important roles, not just in Uganda, but throughout his life, wherever he has lived. People who don't know him are unaware that my father has strong family values. However, he put these aside to help his country build stable foundations from the rubble and devastation of many years of civil war. He sacrificed seeing firsthand his children and grandchildren grow up and flourish. However, wherever he was, he kept those family ties. His many, many awards confirm what we already know. He is an exceptional man who worked and strived to reach, for many, what seemed to be unachievable goals. He is a man who lives by his own truth and the path the Lord has set him on. The Kanyeihamba Foundation is his legacy to the future. He, like many others, understood that education was the key to success in everything. Also, that education doesn't stop when you finish school or university. We continue to learn even in old age. My father never forgot his humble background or the village and family that he came from in Kigezi. Hard work and toil are the key to creating discipline, innovation and the connection to the wider world. At Namirembe Cathedral, to celebrate my father's life and his achievements, it was a continuation of a journey that will live beyond the life of my father. Kanyeihamba Forest, which was planted at his home in Baziga and memorialised by his family on that day, my father considers friends who've also been alongside him in his life's journey to be family. That is why they were also in the photograph. To witness the beginnings of Kanyeihamba Forest and to celebrate the life of my father and his achievements. The foundations and legacy of the Kanyeihamba Forest are forever linked to the Kanyeihamba Foundation. He wanted his family to be at the beginning of the journey of Kanyeihamba Forest and be that bridge between the physical foundations of Kanyeihamba Foundation and the foundations of the spirit of the foundation. This is that education is for all and should be available to all, not just now but for generations to come. The trees of Kanyeihamba Forest are a symbol of that continuation for generations. Please give your support to the Kanyeihamba Foundation for the future generations of Ugandans who need help and support in relation to tuition, but also support in the form of advice.
Of the good professor. And from what she's saying, you know, as Ugandans, we can choose to live. You know, I remember when I lost my elder sister 2 years ago, people came home, and people come to funerals sometimes, not just to mourn, but also to find out what you have. So they said, we've heard that this woman did a lot of things. Where are the buildings that she built? Now, my younger brother said, my sister did not build buildings. She built people. That is her legacy. Professor Kanyeihamba has also been busy building people. I want to invite a young lady to share with us in just 1 minute what the professor means to her and what this day means to her. Aja Tabitha, come on, just share with us briefly what the good professor has done. And we move forward to Dr. Miriam Matembe.
Hello, everyone. I hope, thank you, Honorable. I hope you're doing well. I would like to recognize everyone who is here. My name is Tabitha. I'm from South Sudan. I'm a student at Kampala International University who is waiting to graduate. I remember I met Professor in 2021 when he was launching his book. I'd wanted to come, but then I didn't have the money. So good enough, Professor PLO came with me. So when I attended the launch, I was inspired. And then after the launch, I walked to him and said, Professor, you really encouraged me, and I would like you to have a look at my book. He said, okay, you bring the manuscript home. Let me go through it and see. Ladies and gentlemen, when he went through it, he gave a lot of criticism about it. Sometimes I went back home almost crying because, you know, he's a man of high standards. But he kept telling me, go and change this, go and work on this, do this. And at the end of the day, everything was well. I made the corrections he told me to do. And after the corrections, he told me, look, Tabitha, I'm a parent, and since your mother lives in the refugee camp, I would be a proud father to have a child who has published a book at your age. So I'm going to call Michael, who does the publishing of my books, and he's going to publish it for you. And yes, and he gave Michael a check. That was my first time to see someone writing a check for me. Yes, and the book was published. So Professor has been a father to me. He has been a great man. And I would like to say that I'm glad to God that Uganda has raised me to who I am today.
Okay.
I have spent about 20 years, I guess, in this country. And I'm so glad that I have grown up here and have met great people that have impacted my life. Thank you.
Great.
So this is the book. Some copies are at the table. It's just at 50K. But if you're a great man or a great woman, you can go for more than that.
Okay, thank you very much. The book is here, The Woman of Kush, My Country in War and Peace. If you've been to Sudan or you've heard about Sudan and South Sudan, then I suspect you just might know the context in which this story, this book has been written. Congratulations, Tabitha, and may God bless you and best wishes in your endeavors. A hand clap there for Tabitha and for the professor. Allow me at this moment to get